In 2021, I spent countless hours over several weeks by my stepfather's bedside in an ICU in Bricktown, New Jersey. And I got to know not only the ICU very well, but just the staff that worked in the ICU as they just rotated through their 12-hour and 24-hour shifts. I got to know them all because I was there. This was my second time. Now, in hindsight, I can say losing a father in a hospital setting. And I was there day after day, just sitting in what most hospital rooms are like, sterile, quiet, sometimes, inhumane. They might feel that way. Just hearing the hum of machines, the beeping of monitors, tubes, air. And, it occurred to me as I sat there with him every day, this was it for him. My stepfather's life, all of his decisions, relationships along the way, accumulated to him being in this room alone with me and strangers caring for him. I had this feeling it wasn't supposed to be like this. Now, it's not to say as though he hadn't accomplished anything in life or made an impact or made a difference, but something felt wrong. And it was a hard truth. He was alone. Aside from me, of course, and my stepsisters coming and going, my brother, but no old friends, no colleagues, no teammates from high school football, no fellow Marines, no family rushing in with flowers, gifts, tears, hugs, no one else sitting with him. I mean, his life, built over decades, was looking like it was going to end here in this quiet, unfamiliar ICU room. And with all respect and love for him, I'll stop this story there, but I'll say that the experience, for the second time in my life, losing a father, has stuck with me still. And this was only 3 years ago. But my biological father, life didn't give him a second chance. He made some bad choices later on in life, and I've been open with them on this show, that led to him acquiring AIDS. And he lived his life valiantly and courageously and as best he could, full of all of the love that he had to give me and my brother while he was here. But the lesson with my father was, despite who we become, sometimes there are some choices that we make that we just can't get away from the impact of those. So I was left asking myself, between these two losses, one when I was 19 and one when I was 36, where will my life end up? Who will I become? Which is a topic that we've talked about on this show. But how about this? Who will sit beside me in my final days? How will they feel about me? What good have I done, and what good will I do for the rest of my life? So that when I'm at my end, it won't be lonely. Legacy. This topic of legacy. It's always on my mind for good reason. And I think when you hear the word legacy, it feels distant. It feels far away. But legacy is built every day in the choices that we make. Look, we all crave meaning. We want to have meaning. We want to make a difference. We want to be loved and to give love. We want connection with human beings. But they don't just happen. Legacy is built moment by moment every single day by the choices we make. There's a book, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's called Living Life Backwards. It's by David Gibson. I'll link to it in this episode description. But it captures this exact idea. How can we embrace this fleeting life and our own mortality and celebrate the opportunity that we have to give love and to make a difference, but in recognition, knowing that the end is coming, how do we live life backwards so that when we get there, we can feel like we have meaning and made a difference in connection with people? And if you're spiritual, which I am, Christian, that God will look at me one day and said, "You did good, my son." In the Bible, my favorite book is Ecclesiastes. And it's not even close. It's a book of wisdom, but also it embraces this idea of the fleeting nature of life. And it's a haunting reminder of the fragility of life. The end of a matter is better than its beginning, and patience is better than pride. That's Ecclesiastes 7:8, which tells us this: the end reveals the truth of what we've built. Or you might say the end reveals the truth of who we've been. You know, there's this fear, and I'll leave you with this. There's this fear that I have that, in the end, I'll be forgotten, right? 300 years from now, some great-great-great-great-grandson's going to be building a family tree, and he'll access my Instagram, if it's still around, and find my barren profile and see some of the pictures that I've posted and just get a little quick sense or glimpse of what it was like to be me, and then pop right off and then go on building their family tree, right? But that's the life we're living. It's fleeting. I keep saying that. It's a fleeting life, and legacy matters. And whether you believe in heaven as I do or not, we have a responsibility to make this world a better place, to make choices that last, and to live lives that matter. So legacy is a choice, and it's a choice we make every single day. So as you go about your weekend, think about how what you choose to do today, what you choose to consume, read, watch, where you place yourself, including your physical body and your attention, matters, because days stack into weeks, stack into months, stack into years. And gosh, you just don't want to be at the end looking back and having regrets and not having the love and the appreciation, the respect that you deserve. So with that, thank you for being here. Think about legacy, and I wish you all a happy and healthy weekend. Take care. All right, everybody, that's the show, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Sober Strength podcast and spending some time with us today. We've got a favor to ask. If you enjoyed the show, would you please consider subscribing to the show and even leaving a rating and review? That simple act drastically helps us reach more people in our mission to help them live better, longer, healthier lives. You can also follow us if you'd like on Instagram and YouTube for regular tips and motivation around mental health, addiction, and so much more. Know that your support fuels our brand and is greatly appreciated. So until next time, stay strong and live deep.